Hi, Percy.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm cool, Jessica.
Thank you for coming. And also, Percy is also a podcaster, or her podcast is in the works. So I'm really excited for that. Yay!
I just can't wait to launch it.
I'm excited. I'm always happy when there's a new podcast in because I feel like it just means that the podcast industry is growing. And, the more the merrier. And why not? So
I agree with you. Absolutely agree with you.
Yeah. Okay. So, guys, today we're talking about separation. When I heard that we're going to be talking about this, it was, I had a list of topics I wanted to talk about, and it was something up there, but I didn't think I was even going to get anybody who was going to want to talk about it. Because, who wants to tell you about their separation story? But then the man said, oh, I got somebody for you. I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. So, you don't know how happy I am to have you here. I'm so happy. So let's just jump straight into it. I was going to tell her, guys, I was going to say, that was before we recorded, I was going to say, oh, tell me a bit about the story. Let me acclimate and probably have questions that I would ask. But then I'm like, no, the emotions and everything would just be different. So let's hold it and just keep it for the podcast. So yes, you guys are welcome because this is the first time I'm also hearing about this story and I'm really, really excited to hear. So let's go. So, what's the question exactly? Your story, we're talking about separation. How did separation happen for you? What's your separation story? Who did you leave or who left you?
Who did I leave and who left me? Well, I think we left each other.
Okay.
So I was married for 8 years and 8 years. Will I say 8 years of wahala?
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Let me be honest. Let's say the first 3 years was okay. But after that, we had so many problems. We're not on the same wavelength. What I wanted wasn't what he wanted. What my vision wasn't what he was seeing. But I was still, this African mentality, married, always married. You want to stay and see, just make it work. But there's so many red flags. So many red flags. I did everything possible. We don't have children. I did everything possible to have a child. I went to the hospital, did all the tests, and guess what? He never went with me.
Wow.
Anytime I bring it up, it's like, it's a woman that has problem. I was like, in this day and age, well, I said, you know what? I'll just fulfill all righteousness. And then at the end of the day, I want to beat my chest and say, I did everything I could. And I did everything. I went to the hospital, took the drugs, took the treatment, and nothing worked. But not having a child wasn't even our problem, actually. Like I said, we're not on the same wavelength. And towards the end of the marriage, I started noticing something. I didn't notice on time because we're busy. I'm busy. He's busy. And one night, he came to pick me from work, and we're going home. Unfortunately for him, I would say, he connected the speaker of the phone to the car. And then a call comes in. I wasn't paying attention. I was just in my world. And the next thing I heard was, hi, a woman's voice. Which woman they talk like this? I know you just left here. Can you please come check something in my bedroom for me? I was like, which kind of gist be this? I've not been the type to quickly react to things. I just kept quiet and watched him. I didn't even say a word to him. I just looked at him as in, okay, what's going on? I kept quiet. He was nervous. I could see it in his face. And then he answered. He did not want to talk at first. So I kept looking at him as in, go on. And then he said, I'm home right now. Because we're almost at our home. He said, I'm almost home. You know what? I'll call you later. And I smiled to myself as in, dun, dun, dun. What is going on?
Wow.
Well, I still kept quiet. I didn't say anything. We got inside. That's in my mind. If you leave this house, you are not coming back. I said it to myself. I just kept looking at him. I know he must have gone to talk to her somewhere else.
Yeah.
So I kept looking at him. I looked at the time. It was like 10 o'clock. Okay. 11 o'clock. I still looked at him. 12, 1, 2.
A.M.
Yeah, I did not sleep. I just kept looking at him throughout the night. As in, I couldn't believe the call. But I didn't say anything about it. I just still kept quiet. I was like, okay. As a woman, of course, I was hurt and angry. But I did not want to jump into any conclusion. But bedroom,
Mm-hmm.
You just left there. After some days, I asked him, so who was the lady that called you? He said, it's nothing. You know how they talk now. I just said, I smiled. I did not say anything. For 2 months, I was just watching him. And then one day, I was just checking my Instagram. And I saw him and the lady. He posted a picture of himself and the woman. I was like, hey, now this is now serious. Why are you posting a woman? It's obviously like they were like on a date or something. And I said, okay, this has gone beyond me. So now I now called him and said, seriously, what is going on between you and this woman? And then he said, she's just my friend. We just went out, blah, blah, blah. Did. And I laughed. As in, I was born yesterday, Abby. I didn't fight though. I just said, okay. Because I like to give people the benefit of doubt.
Yeah.
But I made my own investigation. So I kept quiet. And then one night when he was asleep, I took his phone. Oh, my sister. The things I saw. Oh, God. They were damning. That was when I knew my marriage was over. It was so painful. I've never felt, I just felt something just died that day. And I woke him up. I said, I now know. Now, can you now tell me what's going on with this woman? He refused to say anything. And I said, normally, I'm very calm, you know me. But right now, I'm very upset. I think you should just leave this house. Because if you don't leave, I'm going to stab you with a knife when you are sleeping because I'm so angry. Just go. He left and told everybody that I chased him out of the house. That I'm the one who doesn't want him. I mean, you did something wrong and you refused to own up. And now I'm the bad person.
Yeah.
I was the bad. Even my mother-in-law made me the bad person. I was the bad person. She said, you know your husband was cheating and you sent him out. That means you're telling him to go to the woman. I said, yes,
Wow.
let him go. Because 2 things will have happened. One of us would be in the grave and one person would be in Kiri prison. Because I would have killed him. I'm telling you. The way I felt, I was shaking. The things I saw on his phone.
I'm so sorry. I mean, I can feel the pain and hurts in your face.
It was painful. I've never felt so betrayed in my life. I didn't even see it coming. That was the funny thing. And then my mother-in-law was like, men will always be men, and he will come back, you're the wife. And my mind was like, come back to what? That night, he moved in with the woman. Even if I even wanted to say, okay, let's talk it out. He moved in with the woman. Even as we're speaking, he still lives with her.
Wow. He was just waiting for an opportunity.
Yes.
Wow.
And I don't want somebody like that. It was just creepy behind my back. You know, if we were separated, for example, had a problem and we separated, and then he does this, I will not be upset. But you come home to me every night. Found out that this was going on for 4 months before I even realized it. 4 whole months creeping with another woman. I mean, come on. So I just decided that, you know what? Stay your lane. Make me I stay my lane. And to be honest with you, since he's been gone, yeah, I know that had it took me a long time. This thing happened like a year and a half ago. It took me a year to get myself.
Wow.
I lost my sleep, my peace of mind, everything. I felt my world crash. I felt really, really bad. It was awful. I couldn't sleep. At times I just sit and ask myself, what did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? Am I not pretty enough? Am I not smart enough? You know, that thing takes away your self-esteem. It took me a while to get back to where I really wanted to be. But after a while, and I realized that it is loss. I didn't do anything wrong. Life is good. In fact, life has been better. Life is much better. Much better. I was telling someone which day that marriage is a scam. Like, why are you saying that? I said, look, marriage is a scam. Pardon me to deviate a bit.
Yeah.
I have talked to, okay, the time we had a very horrible fight. And now there's this woman, elderly woman that is like a mother to him. And I went to meet her and told her, this is what he did. And then she looked at me and said, this is the beginning. Do I know what she has been going through in her own marriage?
Wow.
She's been married. Her first child was almost my age mate. And then she's telling me at this point what she's going through.
Wow.
He said, I didn't know how long it took us to get to this point and all the things that he did that I had to overlook. And my mom was like, eh? So you're telling me as even almost 40 years of marriage and then you're still like this, marriage is a scam then.
Wow.
Everybody has their own problems, you know. And some people tell me, you should have forgiven him, should have taken him back. Listen, it's my choice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one who was hurt. I was the one who was betrayed. I'm the one that knows how I feel. You can't tell me how I feel.
Yeah.
And so for now, the marriage is actually over. I'm not going to take him back. There's no way I'm going to go back to that marriage. Because, I mean, for you to creep behind my back.
And still go back to the person, actually.
He's still there. A year and a half, he's still with her.
Wow. That's some very bad behavior.
Yeah, you know.
It feels like a disrespect to you as a person, even.
Yeah, I felt a lot of things. It was horrible.
I mean, I'm listening to you here and I'm already hating the person, even though I don't know. It's like, I can only imagine how you would feel.
Yeah,
like,
they'll say yes. Somebody else, they say there's two sides to the story. I said yes.
Fair enough.
But there is no excuse for adultery.
That's another point.
Adultery is a choice. Adultery, you make up your mind that this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, he was tempted and funny enough, he fell. And then he comes to meet me and said, look at what I have done. I would have been angry, of course. But nobody would have heard a voice. I will just forgive him. It will take me a while to trust him. But at least he owned up. Till today, he has not said sorry to me. Till today, he has not really apologized to me. They're like, I'm sorry that I did this to you. He does not understand. I'm not being a bad person here, but I feel the person he cheated with would cheat on him. And then he will feel what I felt. That's the truth of the matter. That's what I want him to feel. I'm waiting for that day. Because he can feel exactly what I felt. I don't know. I lost my dad some years ago. The day I found out that my husband was cheating on me, I had that same feeling I felt when my dad died. That pain, that awful pain in my soul that I can't believe that. If I had seen the signs, okay, probably I would have prepared myself for it. I did not see it coming. I didn't see it coming at all.
And I don't really think anybody prepares for their better half, the person who they say for better or for worse to cheat on them. So it's like, how do you even prepare for that? Because it's still going to hurt.
I know that, of course, but you see, if there were signs, for example, how will I describe it now? Maybe you're driving and then you see signs that there's going to be an accident. You know, you begin to prepare your mind and how you're going to save yourself from that.
Yeah.
But like when you don't see it, it just happens, boom, and hits you. You know, you don't know how to react. You don't know what to do. You're in shock.
Yeah.
And now, so that's what happened to me. I didn't see any sign. There was no sign that anything was going on. Comes home usually. Sometimes of course, we have our usual fights. And sometimes we're okay, you know. But I didn't see this coming. And it hurts like crazy.
I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah, it's okay. I think, I won't say I think, I know I'm over it.
Yeah.
Really, really over it. Now, the reason why I'm over it is this. The marriage wasn't great, actually. It wasn't a happy moment for me. Towards the end, it was awful. And with all the work I was doing, I wasn't able to save anything because he's always having one problem of the other that we had to solve and all that. And since he has been gone, I'm calmer now. You need to see me then. My face was always squeezed off. Can you see how smooth my face looked now? I go where I want to go. I dress the way I want to dress. I do what I want to do with nobody questioning me. You know what that feels like? Absolute freedom. Not absolute, okay, relative freedom, because absolute freedom is when God gives you the freedom. But I'm free.
Yeah.
It was a toxic relationship and it needed to end. I needed to remove myself from that. And I think God saw that, you know, I was trapped in it. and he found a way for me to get out of it.
Mm.
And I got out of it. I survived it. It was really toxic. There were fights. It was awful, actually. For someone to do that to me, now that tells you the kind of person he is. He's very manipulative.
Mm.
He doesn't, I won't say he lies, but very manipulative. He has studied me, okay? It's okay. I know how to, walk my wife. And he does it a lot. Manipulates, does things that even, I don't know how to describe how I felt then. But he left, it's like a dark cloud left me.
Mm.
And now I'm able to concentrate. The projects I wanted to do, I've been able to do them. I'm able to save money, which I couldn't.
That's very important.
8 years of marriage, I couldn't save anything.
Wow. So, I mean, sincerely, it definitely feels like a lot, hearing you talk about it, and I am pissed down here. So I can only imagine how you feel.